And so if this is your first time doing yoga, or if you've done yoga for 15 years, this is a great practice and a great place for you to be. We're going to run through some gentle stretching and some postures that just move you deeper into a place of peace. So from your space on your mat, just find a simple seated posture. A crisscross applesauce, as they say in school. And I'm going to open us in prayer. As you allow the knees to melt down towards the floor in your simple seated posture, allow your eyes to close and your shoulder blades to draw down and back. Pressing the heart forward with your breath as you straighten through the spine, releasing the chin slightly towards the chest. As you rest, maybe palms face up on your knees. Taking a full breath in as that heart moves forward, as we press the heart forward and roll the shoulders back. Taking an active, seated posture. Drawing the belly in towards the spine. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for loving us. Thank you, God, for this temple, this body that allows us to move and to breathe. God, I speak healing over this practice and over our postures. As we move through each psalm and each stretch, let us find all the fruits of your Spirit, your peace, your love, your joy, your faithfulness, your kindness, your gentleness, self-control. That we don't have to have all the answers, but we can experience peace. We can experience provision. And we can experience healing right here on our mats in this quiet space. And you say, Lord, where two or more are gathered in your name, the Holy Spirit will be present. So I ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. And keeping your eyes closed, as you draw your hands to heart center, pressing the palms together and fingertips to touch. Still remaining in our simple seated posture, setting our own intention, lifting our own personal prayer. Maybe sitting in the quiet and listening for what God has to say to you. How God may minister to your heart right now and meet you right where you are. And on your next inhale, pressing that heart forward, lifting through the chin, and fluttering the eyes open, finding a spot to gaze on the floor. We're going to inhale, lifting the fingertips up towards the sky. Straightening through the elbows, maybe keeping the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Interlacing the fingertips and pointing the index fingers to the sky as we keep their shoulders away from the ears, no shrugs. Inhaling one more time, maybe lifting through the chin to gaze up to the sky. And exhale, taking those fingertips gently over to the right, Bending through that right elbow, turning the chin into the top arm. Opening through that side body. You should feel this all the way through your left tricep and all the way down your side through your obliques. Drawing that belly in towards the spine as we inhale, bring that back to center. And exhale, gently arcing that moon pose over to the left. Same thing, opposite side. And inhale, bring that all the way back to center. Drawing the belly in, supporting the lower back. Pressing the heart forward. Exhale to float those palms down in front of the ankles, tenting through the fingertips. Drawing the chest forward, pressing the heart forward, lifting through the chin, and walking the fingertips all the way out in front of the ankles, in front of the knees. Maybe your elbows melt to the mat, to the floor. Maybe your forehead melts to the floor. Maybe you have a block nearby. This is a great place for you to just place a block under your forehead. Allow the tension to melt away from your shoulders. Exhaling those elbows down to the floor as you release. Completely melting into the seated posture. Allowing yourself a full breath as that breath and that chest moves forward, and the exhale melting the elbows and allowing any of the tension to just release from that upper body, really staying melted to the floor through the sit bones. And from wherever you are here, the block or the forehead on the floor, walking those hands back towards the ankles, rolling those shoulders down and back, finding that simple seated posture. Inhale, take those hands to the outsides of the thighs and just give your knees a gentle help towards that center line. The soles of the feet come down flat to the floor. As we exhale, just place those palms, fingertips facing the hips. And then pressing through the palms, all you're going to do is just walk those feet out the full length of your mat so that we can take a forward fold from this seated posture. Inhale, fingertips all the way up above the head. Palms maybe come to touch. Exhale to lead with the heart. Pressing forward with the heart as we gently fold into our first forward fold. Don't worry about straightening the knees. Don't worry about whether your nose touches your knees. But if they do, by all means, move the flesh away from the mat. Inhale and exhale to fold deeper. Allowing the chin to head towards the chest, releasing tension from the neck. Staying in this posture, one more breath. On your next inhale, walk those hands all the way back towards the knees. Back towards the hips, bending through the knees, and we're rolling onto our knees, finding a tabletop as the fingertips spread wide. We press through that index finger and thumb. The knees come underneath the hips. 90-degree angles, shoulders over elbows, over wrists. Finding some freedom of motion here as we just move through this tabletop. Maybe turning the chin and wagging the tail. The hips go right and left as you turn the head over the shoulder. Hips moving right, head moves over that right shoulder. Hips move left, head moves over the left shoulder. Moving into the space and finding freedom here. Maybe you close your eyes and just move within your space as you inhale. Lifting through the chin and drawing the belly down towards the mat, finding cow. And exhale, bending through the elbows to round the spine, drawing the belly up into the spine. Cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, rounding the spine, cat. Staying with your breath, we're going to flow through a few more of those, staying on your mat, flowing through this cow and this cat. Inhaling up on the cow. Exhaling as we round the spine for cat. And being reminded that in this space as we flow through our breath, our cat and our cow, being reminded that in this time where all of our kingdoms are falling, all of our social media and all of our stuff and all of the things that we can acquire that ultimately we know don't constitute the character that is within us, all our kingdoms fall and we're left with the simplicity of our faith. So as we're breathing and we're flowing through this cow and this cat, listen for what your prayer life, what you're hearing in your prayer life. Listen to what God is saying about finding peace, about experiencing His presence, even in a challenging time, a challenging posture, a challenging breath, in heartache and in sickness. Inhale, draw yourself back to that tabletop, finding a neutral tabletop as you press through, bring those toes into the mat. We were working through with the tops of the feet to the mat in our tabletop, so this time as we press the toes into the mat, we can sink those hips back onto the heels and stretch through the arches of the feet. Inhale, bring that back to tabletop, gently lifting through the knees, and exhale to sink the heels down towards the mat, finding our first downward facing dog. Shaking the head no, gently releasing any tension from the neck. Walking out your dog as you bend through the knees, walking out your dog, stretching those fingertips wide, pressing through that L shape in that index finger and thumb. As you stay with your breath, inhaling gently, exhaling gently, padding through, walking the dog. Finding your next inhale all the way up onto the toes. Filling the lungs and exhale, finding your stillness in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, walk those hands all the way back to meet the feet. Finding a standing forward fold this time. Inhale, halfway lift, tracing the fingertips up the shins, stopping below those kneecaps, drawing the shoulder blades down and back, pressing the heart forward, keeping your gaze neutral just in front of those feet on the mat. Exhale into our forward fold. Breathing into this space. And inhale, rolling all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders down and back, palms at your sides, mountain pose. And so from this mountain pose, we're going to flow through, bringing those hands all the way up above the head. We're standing at the back of our mats here as we exhale our hands through heart center. Maybe drawing our eyes to a close, challenging our balance in this standing posture with our eyes closed, just taking a moment here. So difficult to hear if we're not listening. So long, we've been busy. And so now in this quiet, Let us listen and let us hear. Inhale, bring those fingertips all the way up above the head. Separating the palms as you send them out to the sides, swan diving down, finding that forward fold. Maybe the nose comes to the knees on an exhale. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting those palms on the mat and walking them up towards the top of the mat. Sending those feet back if you need to find your bearings here as we move into plank. Drawing that belly in towards the spine, engaging the core, lifting the chin, pressing back on those heels to the wall behind you and really spread those fingertips wide. Engaging in the core here. And from our plank, squeezing those elbows, inwardly rotating the elbows to the midline as we squeeze those elbows into the ribcage, lowering down nice and slow. And inhale, bring that heart forward for upward facing dog, lifting through the chin. And exhale, drawing the belly up towards the spine to find our downward facing dog. Again, no tension in the neck, walking it out if you need to. Planting down through that left heel as we inhale up right foot, those right toes point down to the mat. Shoulders are square. Exhale, bend through that right knee. Stacking the hips as you roll that right hip open. Maybe you even feel a difference in the shoulders. Bring the shoulders back to square. The hips are open. Drawing a figure 8 with that right knee. And from that open hip, inhale to straighten through the right knee. Bringing that back to a three-legged dog as the right toes point down. And exhale, bend through that knee and send that right foot all the way through the hands. Stamping it down, releasing that left knee to the mat. Top of the foot comes to the mat in the back as we inhale, rising all the way up to a low lunge here. Filling the lungs. Exhale to bring those hands to frame that right foot. Walking the fingertips back towards the hip as we allow our hips to rest on that left heel. Flex to the right foot. Press that heart forward. And exhale to draw that chest down towards that right knee. The nose maybe to the knee. Inhale. Rising back up onto that left knee. Rising back up to our right side of the low lunge. Inhale. All the way up. No overextension in that knee. As we exhale, float the palms down, framing that right foot as we lift through the left knee and send the right foot all the way up and back. Three-legged dog. Flexing through the ankle, circling through the foot, and setting the right foot down to meet the left. Walking it out. Moving through your breath, moving through the muscles that are stretching, maybe some of them groaning. Just move into it rather than running away. There's so much growth for us in becoming new wine. Inhale all the way up onto those toes and exhale to sink the heels. Keeping that right foot steady on the mat as we inhale up, left foot. Three-legged dog. Exhale, open the hip by bending the knee. Maybe that left heel comes into the glute, squaring the shoulders, releasing the chin to the chest, and drawing some figure eights or circles with the knee. Inhale, straightening back through that left knee, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that left foot all the way through the hands, dropping that back knee. Top of the foot to the mat as we inhale, low lunge, fingertips all the way up. Exhale. Inhale, floating the palms down to frame the foot, walking them back towards that right knee, setting the hips down, pressing the heart forward as we flex through the left toe, and exhale, bringing the chest and heart over that left knee. Full breath here. And inhale to rise all the way up to that low lunge. Exhale, float those palms down to frame that left foot, lifting the right knee as you press through those right toes and send that left foot all the way up and back. Three-legged dog. Circling the ankle, squaring the hips as we set that left foot down to meet the right, and walk it out. Inhale, taking your gaze up between those hands and melting the knees to the mat, finding our tabletop. Tops of the feet come to the mat. Inhaling up for cow. Exhale, rounding the spine, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, rounding it in for cat, pressing through the tops of the feet and separating the knees a mat width apart. Exhale, those hips down onto the heels, walking the hands forward to the top of the mat, melting the forehead, elbows. Child's pose. If you'd like to, you can bring your hands into prayer position and bend through the elbows to bring those hands behind the head. Breathing into this space. And so, in this face down and quiet time in child's pose, where does your heart guide you, and what do you hear when you pray? I hope that you hear forgiveness. I hope that you hear release. I hope that you hear healing and mercy. As you inhale, walk those hands all the way back to meet the knees. Maybe gently pressing through the palms as you turn those knees back towards the midline for hero pose. Inhale, those fingertips all the way up above the head. If hero pose hurts your knees, you can always take the mat and just roll it up, creating a little cushion for the knees. From our hero pose, we're going to inhale, drawing the belly in and rising up onto the knees, all the way up. As we inhale, fingertips come up above the head, swan diving down to our tabletop, planting the palms, pressing through the toes. Inhale up those knees and exhale, downward facing dog. Walking it out. through that knee if you need it. Otherwise, you can stay here. 2 more breaths here with this hip open. You can flip your dog. Just nice and careful. Nice slow control to flip that dog and coming out of it the way you went in. Inhale, straighten through that right knee, bringing that back to a 3-legged dog. And exhale all the way through the hands as we rise up. High lunge. Really pressing through that left heel. No overextension. Drawing the belly in towards the spine. From our high lunge here, we're going to inhale, using a little step from that back heel. We're going to inhale, fingertips all the way up, if they're not already, and step that left foot up to meet the right. Finding this in between before we exhale into our chair pose. Hands at heart center. Drawing those shoulders back. Belly draws in towards the spine. A very active posture here, guys. Hopefully everybody's doing good out there. As we inhale, straightening through the knees, sending those fingertips all the way up above the head. Exhale, swan diving down to our forward fold. Planting that left hand, bending through the right knee. Sending your gaze all the way up to those right fingertips. And exhale, right palm down. Same thing, opposite side. As we inhale, left fingertips come up. Exhale, left palm down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant those palms and step, hop, or float back to your downward facing dog. Planting that right foot as we inhale up left foot, 3-legged dog, and exhale, bend through that knee. Stacking the hips, maybe that left heel into the glute, squaring the shoulders. If you need to circle the knee, circle the knee. Holding that open hip, that bent knee, 2 more breaths. Maybe you flip your dog. Same slow control that we practiced on one side, we do on the other. Going into it as we do going out. Inhale, straighten through that left knee, 3-legged dog, toes point down. And exhale, to send the left foot through the hands and rise up. High lunge, inhale. Full breath. Exhale those hands through heart center. Taking it forward to chair pose a little differently. Stepping it up with that right foot. And exhale, hands are already at heart center. Or bring those arms out for cactus. Breathing into the space. Maybe in this chair pose you lift your toes and rock back onto the heels, squeezing the knees into the midline, drawing those shoulders back. Full breath. Inhale, straightening through the knees. And shaking it out. Breathing into the space. As you fill your lungs, bring those fingertips all the way up above the head. Swan diving down, separating those palms as we flat back. Forward fold. Full breath here. Maybe bringing those hands inside the elbow creases and sway. Ragdoll, allowing that chin to just drop down towards the chest. Releasing tension from the neck. This song means so much to me because he has time for your healing as part of the lyric. And if we believe in an ultimate authority for good, then we believe in an ultimate authority for healing. And we see God as this big, mighty being in the sky, and yet he's right here with us, acting and moving and speaking, miracles in the home, miracles in the church, and healing right where we are. Lifting through those toes and pressing each one down from the outside into the mat, bringing those toes in towards the midline as we consciously press each one into the mat, bending through the knees, drawing the belly in towards the spine. As we inhale, bring those fingertips all the way up above the head and finding our chair pose one more time here, our Utkatasana. Just breathe into this space. Exhale those hands again to heart center or cactus arm. And rising up on an inhale. Exhale, flat back, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant those palms, step hopper, float it back, downward facing dog. On the exhale, sinking the heels down towards the mat, walking it out. Freedom of movement here as we inhale and walk it out. Maybe shaking the head now. And finding your stillness, inhale and exhale in your downward facing dog. Inhale, rounding yourself to plank, finding that alignment. Shoulders over elbows, over wrists. Full breath as we exhale, lowering down, elbows into the ribs. And inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of the feet to the mat. Maybe your thighs lift, maybe they stay on the ground. Honor your body right where it is. And exhale, lifting through the core. Downward facing dog. One more inhale, bring that to plank. And we're going to move into side plank. So one way to do this is to shift your weight into that left palm and stack the right foot on top of left. Come into the outside edge of the left foot. Another way to do this is a modified posture. So you can inhale up from here. And there are lots of options for a side plank. Or perhaps you can drop that left knee down and come to the outside edge or inside edge of that right foot and inhale to open up through that right side. The same way as we did when stacking the feet. This just allows for a modification so that we're all different from one day to the next, one side to the next. The modifications make space for it. It's not what we do if we can't do a posture. Inhale, bring that right palm all the way back to the mat. Finding our plank as we exhale, lowering down, and inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shaking the head now, releasing tension from the neck. As we go in for the opposite side, I'm just going to switch directions on the mat here so I can face you guys. Inhale, rounds you back to plank. Rolling to the outside edge of that right foot, stacking the left foot on top of the right. And inhale to reach up with those left fingertips, or keeping that right knee down. As I mentioned before, you can lift that left foot off of the right for an extra challenge, or wrap the big toe between the index finger and thumb. Let your practice meet you where you are. And from our side plank, inhale to draw that left hand back to the mat, rolling back to our plank, toes press into the mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walking it out. Shaking the head, loose tension, melting away. As we inhale all the way up onto the toes, exhale to sink the heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, take that gaze up between the hands and melt the knees to the mat, tabletop. Exhale, cross those ankles and sit the hips back behind the heels, bringing those feet all the way around in front. Uncrossing the ankles, we find boat pose. Bringing that heart forward, shoulders down and back, activating through the fingertips. I'm going to scoot. And from this high boat pose, we're just going to pulse between a high boat and a low boat. Staying with our breath. Inhaling up to high, exhale to low. Drink the water, just come and be by His love. Inhale and staying with our breath here, high boat and low boat. Inhale all the way up to that high boat and hold it. Breathing into this space. You got it. Press that heart forward, straighten through the spine. And exhale, cross those ankles, wrapping the knees, the arms around the knees. And exhale, rock and roll onto the back. Legs all the way up the wall. Flexing through the feet. Standing, the feet on the ceiling, legs up the wall, straightens through the knees. This is an active posture. Really flexing those ankles. Taking it one step further. Inhale those fingertips all the way up above the head. Palms come to touch. And peeling the hands apart to face the fingertips out to your right and left sides. Keeping those elbows straight. The heels of the hands or the thumbs may be on the floor. Straighten through those knees and really push through the heels of the feet. Really flex through the palm of the hand and straighten through the elbows. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears and allowing yourself to feel this posture just activate through every fascia in your body. Full breath, press the heart forward. And exhale, bending those knees, releasing the palms down towards those knees. Crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Your feet aren't on the mat. Crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Allowing that right knee to just open. Your sit bones are on the mat. Your spine, top to bottom, is on the mat. Grounded on the mat. As you inhale, reach between the thighs. You're going to interlace your fingers around the back of the left thigh. Fill your lungs as you press the heart forward. And on an exhale, you're going to bend through the elbows and gently draw that left knee in towards the chest. That right hip opens. Your lungs fill the space. And so, here we are in a reclined half pigeon. Play with the position of your foot, maybe moving it closer to the knee, maybe moving it deeper into the hip crease. Maybe flexing through the right ankle opens your right hip just a little more to draw the left knee closer to the chest. And then release tension. And allow yourself to melt into this restorative posture. Inhale, bring those legs all the way back up the wall, straightening through the knees and flexing through the ankles, stamping your feet on the ceiling. Remelting those hips to the mat. Pressing the heart forward on an inhale as we exhale, crossing left ankle over right knee, bending through the right knee, opening through the left hip, allowing that hip to fall open. Interlacing the fingertips behind that right thigh as we fill the lungs. And exhale. Drawing that right knee in towards the chest. Inhale, and press the heart forward, uncrossing the left ankle from the right as we exhale the soles of the feet down behind the hips. Inhale those arms out to the sides like wings. Filling the lungs as we press that heart forward, and exhale to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees to fall to either side. Allowing our hips to just release in this posture. It's beautiful, just recline collar, just breathe here. Inhale, bring those knees back to center. And exhale, the knees all the way over to the left, closing your eyes and turning your chin towards the right. First final twist here. Inhale. Bring those knees back to center, one at a time or both together. And as we exhale, Those knees will drop over to the right side, turning the chin to the left. And inhale to bring those knees back to center. Bringing those palms down towards the hips, keeping the eyes closed and walking the feet out the length of your mat. Maybe if you need something else in your practice, you can windshield wiper those knees. You can take a shoulder stand. Any other posture that you feel like your body needs. Otherwise, allowing the spine to melt, the ankles, the feet to fall to the sides, the palms to melt to the floor. Shavasana. So I'm going to close in prayer. Father God, I pray a supernatural blessing over each man and woman and child, anyone who may watch this video, anyone whose life is touched by Jesus and yoga, this practice of movement and breath. Father God, I pray that you would touch the heart of those who are struggling with anxiety, depression, loneliness. May they seek the shelter in place as an opportunity for solitude. And in solitude, connection, a drawing deeper into a relationship with you. I pray peace, comfort, healing, provision. Pray restoration and an emergence from this pandemic, an emergence with boldness, with courage, and faith over fear. In Jesus' name. Amen. Wherever you are, in your Shavasana perhaps, if you're still with me, then you can awaken yourself by circling the ankles and the wrists, filling the lungs, bending through the knees and drawing them in towards the chest and rolling to your favorite side before pressing yourself up to a seated position. I wanted to thank you guys for coming to Facebook Live, the first of a 6-week takeover that is happening with myself and 7 other instructors from all over the country. We're all teaching our own flow and rhythm and bringing our personalities and styles and spaces to Canopy in the Roots. So check our schedule. We have it on our website, and we also have our schedule posted on our social media as well as an event page on Facebook, so that you can go online and you can check what times our Facebook Live takeovers are happening. And over the course of the next few days, we'll be sharing instructor bios with you guys and photos, so you guys can get to know each of us. And thank you so much. We're going to be taking this through the middle of June. So if you can't make a practice, you can always come back to our YouTube channel, where we're going to be posting all of the yoga available to you guys. And if you're able to make a donation to Canopy in the Roots, that would be so much appreciated. Every dollar helps. And we're all going to get through this together. So let's focus on unity and not division. And let's focus on faith over fear. Love you guys. Praying for y'all. If you have any prayer requests, you can send them to me. You guys know I'm a prayer warrior. Got you. See y'all later. Namaste.